Hi guys, welcome back to Lunatic Astrology. I'm your astrologer Lori Lothian, and today we're talking about Mars as he moves into Sagittarius on the 13th of December, a place he hasn't occupied in the sky since the first 6 weeks of 2020. So he's back again. I think he's causing the pandemic to ebb. I think this Omicron is going to be very non-virulent, non-pathogenic, and it's going to be the cure-all. There's a construction above my head. You can't make this up. I'm doing a Mars video. I'm recording on December the 9th. This goes to my Patreon community first, and you guys will be getting it soon. But I'm laughing because, you know, Mars is a god of war, but also the god of saws and construction. And that drill up there is driving me nuts. So let's get going. I want to talk about why I like this Mars transit generally, and then we're going to do all signs. Please don't forget your rising sign is going to be the most accurate. So Mars will, you can also look at your sun and moon as well to round things out, sun and moon sign. Mars will be in Sagittarius from December 13th to January the 24th. And that means that that's the time frame we're going to be talking about. And what I like a lot is that he's doing a lot of positive aspects to planets in terms of the only trouble spot is a square to Neptune in January. But for the most part, he's doing kind of, well, he's got some couple trouble spots. We'll talk about co-joining with fixed star on Aries. We'll talk about his south node thing and the Neptune square, which is happening. A little bit of problems with the Neptune square. No doubt about that. That's in January, around the 10th to the 12th. That's going to be intense because that could be like scandals. That could be religious zealotry. That could be fanaticism. You know, that can be a lot of intense things that can go on then. It could be secrets that are being, you know, revealed. It could be poisonings. There's a lot of weird things that happen when Mars squares Neptune. I think that what I'd say about that in each of our lives, it's going to be a smaller thing, right? But, you know, you might have trouble with procrastination. You can't get your action plan going, Mars, because Neptune is washing you out. But for the collective, this could be some scandal or thing breaking in the news cycle that's really calamitously, you know, oh my God, a scandal, you know. A scandal's a scandal. Okay, so we're going to talk about all of that. So a number of things of business before we get going. One, like my channel and hit the bell for notifications. That means when I upload something, you'll know about it. I would appreciate if you also comment and subscribe and all that stuff. That helps my channel grow. And I'm slowly growing my channel. I'm hoping to reach 3,000 subscribers by hopefully the end of December. That would be really, really exciting for me. So please give me a hand and help me out. Second of all, I have my all signs videos up. This year, I put them up publicly. Last year, I just had them privately for clients and people on my mail list. So you can go check out the playlist. I'll put the link below to your sign, sun, moon, or rising, and how you will have a 2022 experience. Each of these videos is about 20 minutes long or 15 to 25 minutes long. And if you want my full 60 to 75 minute report, which goes into a lot more detail, there's a link below as well to buy each of those from me a la carte, or you can buy the all signs bundle. And last bit of business, a la carte for like $14.97, the whole bundle for $47, 12 signs, more than an hour per sign content. However, if you join my mailing list, the Cosmic Moonshine Weekly Forecast newsletter, you will immediately get an autoresponder with a 30% discount code off for any of those one-off videos, making it $10 or the whole package for $33. All right, enough with the sales story. Let's get to work. Okay, guys, so first of all, right off the bat, as on the 13th of December and even the 14th, as Mars moves into Sagittarius, he encounters the South Node. Now that South Node is getting ready to move out of the Sag corridor. It's been there forever, and to slip over the line into Scorpio land, but it's not there yet. And along comes Mars, and the two of them meet in the sky. Now, Mars and South Node together is about letting go and loss. There's something that's being surrendered or released. And because it's in Sagittarius, it could be the loss of faith, a loss of belief, a loss of naivety, a loss of having a spell of, you know, fanaticism that drops away all of a sudden. I would say there's been so much fanaticism around, for instance, the vaccine situation. The rabid anti-vaxxers and the rabid vaxxers keep saying it's a pandemic of the unvaccinated, but technically, you talk about the science, it's not true. So the thing is that this kind of polarized, fanatical energy where we are rifting families and neighbors apart. Well, South Node can actually bring some healing there, healing to that war, Mars, of religious belief, war war of philosophy beliefs, war of something you believe in. So I don't know, the South Node Mars thing happening around December 13th, 14th could be a softening of the battlefield of beliefs pitted against each other. Secondly, then Mars will end up stepping into, well, and also by the way, Sagittarius is about travel. And we've had a lot of travel restrictions and visa passports and stuff like that. Mars in Sag is about travel, about visas, about, you know, truth and adventure and learning and justice and motivation and truth warrior. And I'm thinking of some other words that come to mind for all of this. So those are things that Mars will do: fight for justice, be a warrior for truth, go off in grand Indiana Jones adventures. Okay, but the South Node is there in December with him in the first, you know, December 13th, 14th. I think that would mean there's going to be a pause in travel. There may be some people's situations where with the pandemic and new restrictions or rules that can't travel, there might be a little bit of a problem there. And there could also be a miscarriage of justice. You know, Mars would be the champion for something just, and the South Node could bring an early, what seems like to the world, a miscarriage or a bad justice decision. So I don't know what's going on with the Supreme Court, but they're going to be ruling on Roe versus Wade. And so in the United States, so that could be a very disappointing result for one side when South Node and Mars are together in the 13th and 14th of December. Now, also, later on, Mars will bump into the fixed star on Taurus. Now, he does it every 2 years, right? Not a big deal. That's the warrior star. But I just want to bring your attention to that time frame, which is around December 23rd, 24th, 25th. There's a lot of gnarly sky action, like Venus and Pluto are conjunct, and there's a lot of tension going on. And this Mars in this and Taurus connection happens to be pretty close to the United States ascendant. So you could probably say around Christmas time, let's go from, you know, December 22nd to the 6th, maybe, there could be some serious escalation of global conflict, trade wars, or real wars in which the United States gets a bit involved. Already Biden and Putin are already kind of shaking the fists at each other over the Ukraine border situation. So that's an example. Then we have Mars moving forward again, trucking through Sagittarius, making blessedly few harsh and difficult aspects. That's what I really, really like about this. So as Mars continues to slowly move 6 weeks-ish through Sagittarius around December the 28th, and my notes, December 28th, yeah, around that time, he's going to sextile Saturn. Now, it could go a little bit longer. In fact, let me look at my actual chart of that movement. I'm sorry, but I should have had that handy. That drill, can you guys hear it? It's going to drive me effing crazy. I'm going to go upstairs and knock on the door. You cannot do that over my head all day like that. It just started though. Like, who does construction at 4 o'clock, right? It's 4 o'clock here. So yeah, so that sextile to Saturn with Mars around the 28th. I just want to get the exact time for you guys. Where is it? Of course, I have 1,000 pieces of paper and I can't find it. Well, it is around the 28th. Where is it? Here we are, 28th, 29th, 30th is still in orb around the 31st. So the last 4 days of 2021, the year of our continued pandemic, that sextile means you can get things shit done, basically. It's work hard, endurance. We're all going to be feeling like suddenly things that need to take form that benefit the people or the masses or the collective, because we've got Saturn in Aquarius, are beginning to show stabilization. Mars is supporting, creating new positive developments for Aquarian things. Aquarius rules new technology as well, and Mars sextiling could be the announcement of a new metaverse technology or something that Mars is all gung-ho to try, big adventures and excitement, and, you know, the philosophy of, you know, the half full cup vibe of Sagittarius energy. Optimism. There could be optimism around technological breakthrough or something like that. Then later on, Mars will also connect with, earlier on, December 26th or so, Mars will trine Chiron in the sky. Now, this is really around Christmas, and Chiron is the healer. He is the wounded healer. In the United States natal chart, he sits in the I don't remember where he sits in the United States natal chart, but in the natal sky of the United States, he's in 1, 2, 3, 4. He's in the US 5th house of joy, fun, play, pleasure, performance, and stuff like that. I feel like I feel like what's going to happen around Christmas with the Mars trine to Neptune, because they get along in Greek mythology. Neptune was the mentor for the heroes and the healers, and Mars is, of course, the warrior who has those heroes go to battle. So I feel like the feeling of that is like there's a feeling around Christmas, despite all the intensity in your sky, in my sky, of something coming to a sense of soft healing or release or some kind of softening, I guess it's the word, because Mars and Sag can be a zealot, right? Like an absolute like nutcase conspiracy theorist or zealot, or really out there on the fringe, the dark side of the shadow side of that. When we have terrorists, who kill themselves with a bomb around their body, that would be a Mars shadow side of Mars and Sag. And with Chiron the healer, there's something going on that's healing the extremes in belief structures. All right, so we'll see. Maybe it's like realizing that the pandemic may be over and all of those people in our family we hated on because they didn't get vaccinated or something like that, we're going to find the love again and come back together. Because if Omicron is as mild as suspected, it will become the dominant head cold around the world and Delta will disappear. Okay, so evidence is showing nobody's getting really sick from it, even the unvaccinated. So, all right, I'm recording on December 9th. Anything can change. Check out my video about that, which I talk about the astrology of the end of a pandemic. It's in my, it's on my channel, but I'll put the link below as well. Okay, finally, the last gnarly bit is Mars will square Neptune in January 10th to 12th. And I always say conspiracy theories, bad scandals, you can get that whole spiritual insanity of Mars and Neptune, where it becomes the super zealot, the super fanatical energy. It's really, really intense energy, and Mars will only square Neptune really not very often, but Neptune and Pisces, fanaticism, zealotry, extreme conspiracy or delusion or something like that going on. So let's see what happens. That's for the collective. Let's talk about the all signs and we're going to get rolling. And let me take a look at my time. Okay. I'm losing this light here, so I had to put the ring light on, but I don't like the ring light. It hurts my eyes, actually. I'm like very sensitive to bright light. So let's talk about each sign, and I'm going to give you a feeling of what it's like to have Mars coming into Sagittarius and where he impacts you, but I'll also maybe touch base for each of us on what I'm really liking, which is I'm liking that Mars is going to sextile Saturn for the last 4 days of December. I think that's something to look forward to for each of us. And, it only happens as Mars applies in a sextile to Saturn once every couple of years. So it's a nice time for each of us about digging into endurance, perseverance, and focus, and getting things done and creating stable and lasting foundations with drive and ambition in one area of our life, depending on your sign. So I'll give a little nod to that as well. I'm going to go quickly. This is not going to be a long video. So I'm going to start with Aries. Why not? So let me move my back end chart over to Aries. I'm on a back end sky story here. I'm not going to show it to you guys. I'm just going to riff quickly through and give you my highlights of what it's like for the 6 weeks, and reminding you of the dates, December 13th to January 24th, that have Mars in the sky in Sag and blessedly making very little turbulence with other planets. So he's not acting like an ass. All right. So first of all, he just freshly hatched into visibility. He's a fresh, vibrant, young Mars in the morning sky kind of vibe. He'll rise. All right. So first of all, Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign. Mars is coming into your 9th house of your highest beliefs, your philosophies for life, the meaning of life, your religion, your spiritual inner world. It can also be a place of your higher education or book publishing or foreign lands. Now, Mars in your 9th house for a lot of you Aries, especially rising sign, but sun and moon will make you want to travel. There's no doubt about it. Like I'm an Aries sun and moon and Mercury, and I'm like, I would love to travel right now, so I'm already feeling it. He's not even there yet. So spontaneous opportunities for travel can happen. You've been stuck in a court case, he can help resolve it, and you can win the day. That's a Mars word. If you want to get a visa and you've been stuck getting that process going, now the visa starts to fall into place easily. If you're a student in college or university energy, you're going to find yourself in a very ambitious and excited and forward moving energy around your studies. Now, at the end of the year, when I'm talking about that sextile to Saturn, all of those things get really well baked in. Like, you know, Saturn is in your house of allies and friends and karmic and cosmic rewards and great gains from your career. But it's also like, I feel it's a luck house. And I feel like with this sextile from Mars to Saturn in the last 4 days of 2021, some of you may have a lucky opportunity through a friend or an ally to take an amazing trip. Okay, so that's just one way it could play out, or to go to some kind of spiritual place or experience some kind of spiritual event to do with, you know, gathering with a friend or friends for a religious or spiritual reason. And it doesn't mean you have to travel during that sextile. It means that you could plan the trip, because what does Saturn do? Plan things that are organized, you know. So I'm gonna say that sounds like what I'm getting for you guys. We'll stick with that. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. So for you guys, this energy is going to be a Mars ingress for 6 weeks. Don't forget, December 13th to January 24th, into your 8th house of inheritances, bank loans, grants, your spousal money, investment money, business income money from like a partnership business. So this kind of thing gets really strengthened because Mars and Sag and fire. Mars likes being there. He doesn't mind being in Sag. And, you know, it's Jupiter's house, but he's not hating on Jupiter either necessarily. So all of this intensity is building here around your money. And if you're into, you know, tantric sex, Mars will up the game for your tantric sex life, your interior, intimate, superpowered sex life as well with a significant other. You may also feel that things about your money story are coming into change because Mars can cut away things that you don't need there. So there's that too. But for the most part, it's more like money momentum, right? So increasing your money with Mars's help. The last 4 days or 5 days of the year, 2021, there's that sextile to Saturn, and that really can help you quite a lot with the idea of how your money and your career come together. And so Saturn in your career house, your reputation house, Mars in your money house, this could be things like being able to get a bonus or being able to persevere with an authority in your workplace to make your case for some kind of monetary gain or situation that you might need. Mars can spill secrets in your 8th house. So if there are secrets that need to be spoken or told or revealed, you'll have the courage and discipline to go ahead and do that. But it may involve either a father figure or authority figure or somebody in a workplace. Alrighty, anything else I'd like to say? You know, I didn't do this for everyone else, but Mars does rule your 7th house of primary relationship. So, you know, when he's in Sagittarius, he's kind of off duty for that. So, you know, you may find that your focus on your relationship and your connection to your partner isn't the strongest as it normally is. Mars is kind of like not looking at it right now. He's an aversion to that, but that's probably okay. I mean, because he just finished being in your Scorpio house for 6 weeks before. So anyway, moving on. Gemini, sun, moon, rising sign, featuring Mars as a star of the ingress into your 7th house of romantic, significant others, and business partners. Wow. So this is big for you guys. I would say to you, though, with his entrance on December 13th and 14th, some of you Geminis are going to have a bit of a trouble with your main partner, a bit of a loss of connection or some kind of disappointment or difficulties possible, and watch for having a disagreement or big fight with your significant other or some kind of war energy on Taurus, okay, later on around that point in which Mars gets in touch with Antares. I forgot the date. What do you mean my interconnection is unstable? I just got that notice and I'm like sitting in my living room, like 6 feet from the box. Okay, let me just check the level I'm at. Okay, it downgraded me. I'm moving up and I probably will lose you guys for a minute. It's gonna go wobbly. I'm not starting over. I'm not having good internet here in this particular apartment for some reason. You'll notice some of my videos I'm wobbly or my voice stops and starts. Okay, we're got high speed again. I apologize if the earlier video was like I'm moving in slow-mo or something. All right. But for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is an excellent time for your primary relationship to be worked on. And Mars can help you pare away your hard nose, your firm boundaries with your partner, so you know where you stand, or they could be putting up some firm boundaries with you. Sometimes Mars in the 7th house means your partner can be conflictual and argumentative with you, more so than usual. Don't get too worried about that argumentative fixated thing, because it will pass. So avoid conflict with partner if you can avoid it. Last 4 days of 2021, though, you're really killing it with that sextile to Saturn in your 9th house. For you, it could mean you and your partner are off to a foreign land or a trip. You may be able to get some things to do with your spiritual life and your beliefs powered up in conjunction with a partner or a friend or a business partner. And you may, if you're in the book publishing world, really find yourself landing a great legal contract, because the 7th house is signing contracts with others. And the 9th house is, guess what? Book publishing. So an agent, a publisher, something like that. And that's about Saturn up there is trying to get you really to follow a spiritual tradition or discipline. And with Mars in the 7th house, somebody outside of yourself could really help you power that up, like a husband, like a significant friend. Okay, that kind of thing. All right. I'm sorry. This light is so bright. I'm like, I'm like not able to look at the light. It's like blinded by the light. All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, you have this energy of Mars for 6 weeks in your 6th house of livelihood. Don't forget, this is happens only every 2 years. The work you do in the world, the routines around your health, the routines around your work. And sometimes when Mars in the 6th house, because he's in the house of his joy, he can bring you really great benefits to your health. You find a new exercise routine. If you need the surgery that you need, because real surgery, it goes swimmingly well, things work out. And, he's in his joy, so he's doing his best to bring you some kind of gleeful shift of momentum and direction in work and health routines. Now, he's also going to operate in a positive connection to Saturn in your 8th house of money that doesn't belong to you. Inheritance and spousal money, bank loans, grants, stipends, money that you can get from the government, money that somebody owes you maybe. So this energy with Mars in the 6th house applying to Saturn in the last 4 days of 2021, this could give you a little focus and discipline around the shared resources with your partner or your own money investments. And you may make some important decisions at that point around what you're going to do with your treasure chest of money, so that it helps you with your health and work in some way, okay? Or someone can owe you money and they pay you money during that time. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, you have the ingress of Mars into Sagittarius, December 13th to January 23rd or 4th. What did I say the date was? January 24th, happening in your romance house, your play, fun, and pleasure, your sex life house, your independent business enterprise. Now, Mars here can really heat up the passion with a significant other sexually. Mars can also make you very excited and directed towards getting something going that really enthuses you, like a new skill, a new passionate hobby. You're going to move in a new direction that way. And if you have your own business, this is just sheer momentum for your business. That's basically it. And the muse and being inspired by what you're doing. And you may have your children belong here. And, Mars going through here, you could have a conflict with one of your children, especially early on, December 13th, 14th, because you're going to find that South Node Mars could mean a disappointment, a loss, a letting go, separation, or argument with one of your children. It could be something as a child's going to denest, or you could have a conflict with a child as well. Now, I don't want to get dark, but it's not a good thing either. In December 13th, 14th, we're holding a pregnancy that could be a bit of a miscarriage signature. Not to worry you, but just saying there's that. Now, you will find that the Saturn energy in the last 4 days of 2021 is going to be supporting your primary relationship, your significant other story picks up strength, and you become more close by virtue of looking at the fact that you're here for the long haul together. You've got Saturn in your 7th house, Leo, to either suppress and restrict you regarding your marriage partner. And by the end of it, 2023 March, you will either be making or breaking with your significant other, but it doesn't be marriage, just the one you're with. But with this particular sky here, with Mars in a positive relationship to Saturn, this is where you're really cobbling together more fun, more joy, and more play and more connection, in trying to make that Saturn happy, you know, so that you go the distance. You think building fun new foundations. Virgo, sun, moon, rising sign, you have Mars in your fourth house of home. Now, let me just say, this is like where you live, your apartment or whatever. And Mars is going through there. So people you live with or your domestic private life environment could have conflict, but mostly in the beginning, December 13th, 14th, when Mars is on that south node, and maybe a little bit later when he crosses Antares. But for the most part, it can also mean that you have a lot of things you're doing at home, building, constructing, moving furniture, being very active in and from your home. So there's just that side of it as well. He's in a sextile Mars he's in a sextile to Saturn in your sixth house of health, protocols and work and livelihood, things that you do, the routines of your work. Also, and I said the health things that you want to do with Saturn there. Oh my gosh, Saturn will be there until 2023 March. Really, Saturn's trying to give you long-lasting health routines and disciplines. And now Mars is helping him do that. So you may, at the last, 5 days even of the month, of December, find yourself picking up a new exercise routine or health discipline that you can do in and from your home, courtesy of that Saturn sextiling Mars. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. Mars going through your third house for all of those 6 weeks, right? December 13th to January 24th. This is a time where you can find yourself traveling. No two ways about it. A lot of you Libras are going to get on a train, plane, or automobile, and off you go. And these are usually shorter trips to travel or places you've been before. Now, the travel bug energy is very strong with Mars. When he's in Sag, he's like an Indiana Jones. He loves to take trips and stuff. However, around December 13th, 14th, you might have some disappointment there as he touches down with that south node. You may feel like your idea of a trip that you thought was going to work out doesn't, or there's a cancellation or some hold up or disappointment. You could fight with your siblings or your aunts, uncles, and cousins, your relatives here. So watch for that. You don't want to go there, but certainly the 13th, 14th, 15th could be falling out with one of those people. So be careful. Later on, though, when Mars makes it, and if you're a writer, this is great for momentum. If you're a Libra who's a writer, this makes you like really, really good at getting your writing done. Like you're passionate, you're getting into it, you're really taking action to write and express yourself. And then certainly the last part of the month, the last week of December 2021, with that beautiful sextile to Saturn in the house of the muse and your inspiration and your creativity. If you're a writer, this is extraordinarily excellent energy the last week of December. And if you're traveling, it's really positive then as well for a trip that brings fun and joy and pleasure and play and inspiration. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign, we've got this Mars ingress into your second house of earnings. Now, he starts off December 13th and 14th on the south node. You may feel disappointed about some money situation or a possession, a loss of a possession suddenly. Mars could cut a possession off from you, like, I don't know, your car gets totaled by a neighbor driving into it in the driveway, I don't know. So you could have a loss of a possession that has meaning to you, but you could also find that your money feels disappointing, your earnings feel a little bit disappointing in December 13th, 14th, but then he gets past that south node thing. So then that part's gone. Now, it could be a lot of energy you're putting into earnings, money, and looking at your money and trying to separate out money stories, value, or earnings and worth, voice and vocation. Mars is occupying your second house. Later on, when he moves along to your to that relational energy in the last week of December, when he's sextiling Saturn in your fourth house, some of this Mars money story may have to do with home, like buying a home, renting a home, selling a home, something to do with your home. Saturn is working with Mars in December, especially the last week, to consolidate, finalize, formalize, and get something done regarding money and home themes. Okay, I hope that makes some sense for you Scorpios, alrighty? It could be money for construction, money for moving, money for a lot of things, but to do with home and home life. All right, Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign, you have this energy of Mars in your first house of your body. This is excellent for your physical wellness. Mars will make you want to exercise, want to move your body, want to get going, want to get more fit. So here you go. You have a window of time, December 13th to January 23rd, to get your act together with your body. He will help you cut away all you do not need, the extra fat, the things that just don't serve your health, you know. You could have a bit of a difficult time around December 13th, 14th, Mars on the south node in the house of your body. You could have some kind of problem with your health. Then it could be a wake-up call. You could have some kind of sense of loss of identity as well. But he's trying to give you a new, more purposeful, directed energy. And Mars in your first house makes you, Sagittarius, during this window of time, very commanding and very effective at making really strong decisions and following through on them and getting other people on board with your sort of leader energy, like a soldier leader energy. Now, or adventure energy. Now, later on, when there's a sextile to Saturn in your third house of trips and travel, or local neighborhood things, or siblings, or all of that, you may be engaging in a positive, focused connection to a sibling or to local neighborhood haunts or things you do there, because it's a house of trips and Jupiter will still be in that third house at the time. You know, you may take a trip. Jupiter's there until the end of December. You may take a very great, important, and really useful trip somewhere the last week of December that really helps you get back on track with your health and with your sense of vim and vigor in your body, etc. It would be not a far, far away trip. It could be a local or something in your state or in your country, you know, nothing too far flung. I'm just trying to move us forward. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign, you have this energy of Mars moving through your very, very subtle realms of your 12th house. This is a good time for getting rid of your self-sabotaging addictions, bad habits, and patterns. Mars will help snip them away. You can really release things that sabotage your life that you're responsible for. And so this energy of Mars going through your 12th house can be very useful for you to clean up your health, clean up your mind, clean up your interior life. Now, you may also want to take a trip to a foreign land, because the 12th house can be a foreign land house and Mars is a traveler and an adventurer. However, you may have some disappointment around that theme. If you wanted to go to a foreign land, with the south node around December 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, on Mars, there could be a loss, a disappointment, a letting go of some travel plan or idea as well. Then later on, he's going to sextile Saturn for 4 or 5 days at the end of December. Saturn's sitting in your second house, really good for your money, really good to start fortifying your money. But some of the ways Mars can bring you better money things from the 12, PayPal and Stripe accounts can be 12th house stuff. That's money made from foreign lands. But I also think it could be that you are going to make some interior changes with your sabotaging structures in order to fortify your money and make some powerfully successful, focused, and disciplined decisions in the last week of December to improve your financial situation, especially your earnings or the flow of money into your life. You could also divest of a possession, like sell a car or sell a precious item and make some money that way, okay, during that same time period, the last week of December. I'm an Aquarius rising. So as Aquarius rising, sun, moon, and rising sign, right? I'm repeating myself. I'm a little delirious today, and it looks like my internet's acting weird as well. I had a really crappy sleep. I had an enlightenment sleep the night before and a really weird sleep last night. So I'm kind of like all over the map, it seems. Okay, Aquarius. Mars is in your 11th house. It's a lucky house. It's a house of good spirit. It's where friends and allies become benefactors. People want to help you. You have great financial gain from your career. This is a good spot. Mars is doing his thing there. And I'd say around December 13th and 14th, you might feel a little bit disappointed by a friend or an ally. Or you may feel a little bit disappointed, feel a bit at a loss when it comes to something around gaining money from your career. Maybe you have a disappointing something in the career path financially. But that will pass. Okay, so December 13th, 14th, not feeling the strongest for you there. But then later on, you also could let go of a dream or a hope. Mars can help you snip away South Node, some ambition or goal or dream for your life that no longer really works anymore. But then I love that Mars is going to make that sextile for us Aquarians to Saturn in our first house of our body. I'm having a Saturn return right now. I have Saturn in my first house. So, you know, this is Mars saying, hey, I got you back. I'm with you on this Saturn in the first house vibe for us Aquarians. And it's kind of like Saturn in our first house, and he'll be there till March of 2003. It's getting us more sober-minded, realistic, sage-like, and disciplined in our lives, basically. And now Mars is coming along and boosting that a lot in the last week of December. Whatever you're up to in the last week of December, we Aquarians, we're getting a lot done, but the out picture of that can be great gains from our career, whatever we're putting our time and effort and focus into. Like I'll be building out more of the website and the back end of a course I'm launching next February 4th or so. And, you know, hopefully I'll be doing a lot of work over Christmas on that, because people I know are traveling and away, and I'm going to be home tucked away doing the work. So we'll see. So keep that in mind. You can really put a lot of time and effort into some work, and you can really benefit from that financially and all of that, because you took the time to do the work. Last week of December, Mars says, I'll help you. Last but not least, we always say that for you, Pisces. Everyone's last but not least. You have Sagittarius Mars in your 10th house of career, reputation, and status. So this is how the world sees you succeeding. This is how you might often see yourself succeeding. Like, you know, that's where your public sees you in the world. So your reputation, for instance. So Mars coming over here can really fortify your career ambitions, can get you to take positive directional action to get your career going. And so this is a once every 2-year career ambition direction movement stage of life. So December 13th to January 23rd or 4th. You can also look at maybe being a bit disappointed by your career or having a loss of reputation. December 13th and 14th, just a temporary problem, but it'll pass. Then later on, I love Mars sextiling Saturn in your 12th house. Some of this momentum in your career could come from PayPal or Stripe accounts, because that's 12th house stuff. It could come from your inner life, your imagination, your dreams, your visions inward, or from a guide or a sage-like figure that you're using to be a mentor for you in your career. And so now Mars in the last week of December says, let's get you going here. And you'll do a lot of focused discipline that last week of December in order to generate career momentum through till January 23rd. Thank you for listening, everybody. Don't forget to like, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I will see you on my next video, which is probably going to be about Chiron going direct in Aries, and I'll also talk about the retrograde Venus in great detail. They're both happening on December 19th. Also, I've got a video coming up in 2 days on December the 11th. I'm not sure when this is going to post, so, but anyway, it may be behind already, talking about the Saturn-Uranus square, the last one of the year, with another astrologer. I hope you'll join us. It's going to be a great discussion. It's been pre-recorded. I think I'm posting it on December 11th. So if I'm already, you may already have to look back to catch the wave of that. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for being a part of my world and a listener to my channel.